Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the chat. You tune into the Crypto Flight Edition. It's your fellow competitor speaking. We have a pretty important video. There's literally only one line on this chart. I want to make it like super simple for everyone to understand it. Just kind of explain what needs to take place over the next 2 3-day candles to see if everyone can just kind of follow me here on this interesting journey as we just try to understand the market, the ebbs and the flows in the market here. So welcome back, loyal subscribers. If you're new, consider joining us. Let's dive right into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today is April the 3rd, 2021, and the current price of BTC is going to be $57,350.33. It's down approximately 2.7% for the day. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. ASMR, interesting analysis. So here's the one line that I would, mostly be paying attention to. That's it. Super simple. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just looking at an ascending line that obviously, right, that just kind of was supporting the channel or supporting the price, kind of bouncing off that line there at about January the 28th at about $30,000. It found support, went up, made a higher high, and then it went down, made a higher low, finding support at the financial support line again, and of course up, higher high. And as of recently here, March the 20th, 2021, the price action broke below that financial support line. Now this is an interesting setup because what happens is on the channel we only go over support, resistance, and patterns. I didn't find a pattern, however, I think it's pretty obvious to me, and I think it's obvious to you as well, that the financial support line has been compromised. Okay, this financial support line is currently in this range right here. Okay, now it's important because typically when you lose a financial support line, whether it's an ascending line, horizontal line, or whatever, in some cases, to verify that the support line is currently resistance, it kind of goes up and it tests that line, and then it finds a new trajectory. I'm not saying BTC is about to collapse, but what I am saying is it's pretty obvious to me, and I think it's pretty obvious to you as well. If you notice this 3-day candle right here, March the 29th, 2001, it actually so far has found resistance at the previous level of support. Super simple. Okay, and that's at about $58,666. Stick with me here, okay? Now, if we erase this circle and we just kind of back out and say, okay, that looks interesting. So what happens next? Well, this 3-day candle that you're looking at right here, okay, this candle closes in about 1 hour and 16 minutes. I think it's in the best interest for this candle to close green, not a red candle, because here's the last video that we posted April the 2nd, 2020, just yesterday, actually. It's a pretty bullish video. Well, it had a kind of a neutral tone. The only thing that we were waiting to see is the next 3-day candle to close as a green candle. So again, this is the 3-day candle right here that we wanted to close as a green candle, and it's not green. That's not an ideal setup. That's the first sign. Okay, but the first sign is actually the price action breaking below the financial support line. That's one. The second thing is this 3-day candle may close as a red candle. That's the second, somewhat of a warning sign, okay? Here's another video that we posted on March the 24th, 2021, where it was very clear for us to see Bitcoin $57,600 challenge continues. That is the most important level in the history of Bitcoin, at least for now, within the past few weeks, right? That is the most important level. Why? Because it was the previous level of resistance. Super simple, right? Right there at about 57.6. So somewhere right around there, right there, guys. This can't be perfect, right? Somewhere right there. And the reason that we were able to find that because it aligns with this most recent, before the most recent high, it was a previous level of resistance right here. It had been, again, about $57,600. Now, let's just say we get a close, the 3-day candle actually closes above 57,000. It will still be closed as a red candle. That's not an ideal setup, guys. So one way or another, for this green candle, for this 3-day candle to close as a green candle, it looks like the open is $57,790. This is the Coinbase chart that I'm looking at, so it may vary on different exchanges if you guys are pulling up your charts. This is the tradingview.com that I'm looking at. And I think inevitably the sellers are going to have to have their opportunity over the next 2 3-day candles. And actually, we're gonna refer to this 3-day candle as one. So the very next 72 hours after this 3-day candle closes, the sellers may make a move in this market. Yeah, unfortunately for the bulls, because the financial support is overhead. The longer it takes for the price action to break above the financial support line, it's just the ascending green line when I say the financial support line. I think you guys know that. I just want to be super technical, right? It needs to break above this green financial support line in order for me to feel comfortable for the trajectory to continue to the upside. Because what's going to happen is, if I just put a circle right here, like, okay, so this is the highest point right here. I think we can all say, okay, yeah, we see that's the highest point in the chart. If it takes too long to make a higher high, that's all we look for. Higher highs and higher lows. This would technically be considered a lower high. This is the only evidence in the charts that the sellers are looking for in order to fulfill their obligation to the downside. As we mentioned on one of our previous videos, the seller's obligation right now, obviously, is to break below the $57,600. It's kind of like as a starter. There's also a range down below the price, like at like 47,000. But let's forget about all of that for 1 second. The only two things that we're focusing on right now is the ascending. I mean, maybe it might not be two things, but the only critical things that we're paying attention right now is BTC. It's clear for me to see it lost so far. I'm not gonna say it lost. It's below the previous level of support, the green line. It is below that level. We've already verified that $57,600 is a very important level that BTC needs to stay above, at the very minimum, to continue the trajectory to the upside. Okay, so that's important, the $57,600 level. If the market just so happens to fail at the current level where it is right now, this will technically be a lower high. This has not happened ever since the entire bull run. There's never been a lower high. Hopefully I didn't say that loud. Sorry, guys. I'm busting your speaker. Sorry about that. This has not happened ever since the entire bull run. And again, the only thing the sellers are waiting for is to seize an opportunity when the BTC price makes a lower high. That will be their moment to either consolidate sideways and push the price down, or just simply take that opportunity immediately when it makes a lower high and just rip the price to the downside immediately. The seller's obligation right now is to push the price all the way down to $38,000. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Again, I'm telling you exactly how it is. The seller's obligation right now in the market is to push the price down to $38,000. It's just a very unique way that I look at candlesticks, volume, this relative strength in the market in order to determine these things from various of time frames, the daily, the 3-day, weekly, and so forth. Okay, so I just want everyone to be prepared right now as it speaks. Forget about the 38,000. Let's pull the market back up, and it just so that we're all clear and we leave out here understanding one thing, or I guess a few things. The market is potentially up against a lower high. The market is currently below the financial support line, the green ascending line that has been finding support ever since January the 28th at about $30,000 that we've already verified. This is not an ideal setup for the bulls. 57.6, guys. That's the level. $57,600. It appears that the market is trying to push up to that level right now. Let's let this play out. The next 72 hours is going to be the most crucial. It's going to be probably the most violent price activity going on as well, because I don't think the buyers are ready to let this price just simply fall to the downside. It's not going to fall. The price won't fall to the downside. I can't say it won't fall. According to the way that I understand structure, candlesticks, consolidation, and everything that I'm looking at here in front of me, I don't see an imminent collapse in this market. I truly think that there would have to be at least a brief consolidation range or length of time before the BTC price collapses. This is not a bearish video on BTC. This is a video suggesting BTC is below the financial support line. I'm saying the same thing over and over, guys. Below the financial support line, it needs to break up like fast. Next 72 hours. Let's see how BTC performs. You have the critical level, 57.6. It needs to at least hold that relative range within 72 hours and really crank things up. Because again, the longer it takes to get above that green line, let's just say it takes 73 hours and it can't get above another 73 hours and another 73 hours. The longer, the higher the financial support line gets just above the price there. And then things could really take a shift here, guys, at least from a consolidative phase. and in preparation for the next move. Okay, but yeah, it's showtime. BTC, the bulls, guys, you got to really step it up right here and get this price to break out to the upside. Otherwise, yeah, the sellers, they're gonna step to this market, guys, pretty aggressive after a brief consolidative phase. My speculative observation. That's all I have for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there if you enjoyed the content for the YouTube algorithm. Hopefully this was like super simple, guys. The only thing the markets are under right now is a lower high potentially, and that's not a bullish sign, guys. That's not a bullish setup. Super simple, guys. Super simple. So that's it. Also, if you're new, before you go, we'd like to send you more information on the traditional markets if you're into that. So subscribe with us. Hit the bell. We'll send you that information. Okay. So take care of yourselves. Protect your portfolio. Execute your strategies. We're going to talk soon. Thank you for your time. And bye for now.